Have you ever wondered what the world might look like if world hunger simply disappeared? If the food on our plates nourished not just us, but the planet too? We not only have the power to dream this, we have the tools to achieve it. Here in Dresden, it feels like we've already solved hunger. Food is just there, on supermarket shelves and restaurants, delivered to our doorsteps. But this urban abundance is only one part of the picture. Outside our bubble, the world is really different. More than 700 million people still go hungry every single day. And even the abundance we feel in our cities comes at an enormous hidden cost. Agriculture today uses 70% of global freshwater and depletes the very soil that has fed humanity for generations. In 1948, governments around the world declared food a universal human right. Not a nice thing, not a pleasant thing, a right. That was 77 years ago, and yet still 700 million people still go hungry every single day. Meanwhile, 1/3 of all food is lost or wasted. And as global population approaches 10 billion by 2050, we have to produce even more, 50% more food. Today, let's explore how we bridge that gap. How we're going to make farming truly sustainable, efficient, accessible, and perhaps most importantly, ask the question, who will grow our food in the future? Because who does it today? Close your eyes for a second, and really just a second. Picture a farmer. What do you see? Maybe someone in overalls, muddy boots from fields, hands rough from hard labor. Now let me ask you this. Did you picture someone young? Probably not. And that's exactly the issue we are facing today. Farming today faces a serious crisis. In the European Union and the US, the average farmer is 58 years old, with 1/3 over the age of 65. In fact, only 10% of farmers are under the age of 40. In Japan, the average farmer is 69 years old. And fewer younger people are taking their place. So why aren't young people jumping at the chance to farm if they have the chance? Turns out there are some clear and understandable reasons. First, farming is hard, like seriously hard. Imagine long hours in the scorching sun, freezing rain, battling storms. It's physically exhausting. Second, farming is often financially unstable. A single drought, a storm, a flood can evaporate an entire year's income. Thirdly, farming feels lonely. Rural isolation isn't exactly on most young people's wish lists. And final, even if someone wants to farm, getting started is incredibly challenging. Land expensive, training and loans hard to access. So all these factors add up to a serious crisis. Younger generations are stepping away from farming just as older retire. We are losing generations worth of farming knowledge at the exact same time climate change is going to have a dramatic effect on our harvests. But here's the good news. And yes, there is good news. Today, young people aren't uninterested in farming, food, or the planet. Our generation is passionate about sustainability, technology, and making an impact. The disconnect is how we have been farming. Perhaps we need to reinvent farming to fit urban lifestyles and modern values. This is where innovation comes in. Farming needs to be cooler, more high-tech, financially rewarding, and yes, more sustainable. Fortunately for us, such solutions are becoming mainstream. One of them is vertical farming. Imagine Farming not happening miles away on a field, but right here, in the heart of our cities. In vertical farms, crops grow in fully controlled environment, protected from harsh weathers or cold winters. The result, crops can grow year-round, 24/7, unaffected by weather, seasons, or climate disasters. In a vertical farm, LED lights bring the sunlight. Climate systems maintain optimal conditions. So a vertical farm can do what no outdoor farm can, perpetual production. And it's incredibly productive. By having optimal conditions in place, a vertical farm can produce up to 100 times the amount of food per square meter a field can. There is no fallow season, no day-light cycle that is not optimized. So in a vertical farm, it's always spring. Isn't that nice? Compared to a traditional field, vertical farming uses 90 to 95% less water. We don't need soil. Plants grow in nutrient-rich water solutions, always circulating through the entire system. So we always have the optimal amount of fertilizers at all time. Are you worried about pesticides? Not necessary. In a clean vertical farm, we use none of them. Sounds great, right? Not yet. Great. Like the enthusiasm, but not yet. So let's pause for a moment. That was right. But let's address the elephant in the room. Vertical farming isn't new. It's been around for 2 decades, not centuries. And it has faced significant challenges. When I first got started in the industry more than 5 years ago, the carbon footprint challenge was enormous. We used to openly discuss that producing 1 head of lettuce in a vertical farm had a carbon footprint 10 to 20 times higher than the same lettuce grown on a field. Since then, the industry has improved significantly. Today, recent studies show that by shifting to renewable energies, we can match, sometimes even outperform the carbon footprint of field produce. I think you have a second question in your mind. Alex, are we really going to feed the world with lettuce? You're right. Current farms focus mostly on leafy greens, on microgreens, on herbs. High-value, delicate crop that are just perfectly suited for indoor farms. But that's not the whole picture. Right now, there are innovative growers, scientists, and entrepreneurs that push the boundaries beyond leafy greens. Picture tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, strawberries, even potatoes and wheat are becoming a reality. But the part about vertical farming that excites me the most is another one. Vertical farming does not only reinvent where we grow our food, it completely transforms who gets to be a farmer. Picture this: smart algorithms, smart sensors, and plant science. This is farming, where engineers, plant scientists, and software developers keep a healthy, sustainable system. So for the first time in history, food production is no longer limited to geography, water, or soil. Even weather doesn't count anymore. So a vertical farm urgently needs skilled farm managers who understand technology. We need horticulturists who master plant biology. And we need software developers who keep our crops growing perfectly at all times. So farming, which was once overlooked by the young generation as outdated and distant, now becomes a new pathway, something that they can bring their skills to in an impactful and meaningful way. So the shift and the implications this will have for agriculture are huge. Farming can finally happen wherever people live, here in Dresden, in Berlin, in Tokyo, in Nairobi. So farming is no longer confined to rural areas. The future farmer might never step into mud or see a field, but they will experiment, they will code, they will optimize, and eventually grow sustainable food anywhere for everyone. That's the future we are currently building, and we're just getting started. And when we master technology and innovation, one question remains: what exactly should we grow? Because growing food sustainably isn't just about efficiency and technology. It's about growing the right food in the right way. Food that's good for our bodies, food that's good for our planet. In 2019, a group of scientists asked this bold question: can we design a global diet that will not only nourish humanity, but also save our planet? The answer was this: the planetary health diet. It mainly focuses on plant-based production. It focuses on fresh greens and fruits, vegetables, nuts, and whole grains. It has parts of animal products in there as well. But here's the question: how does vertical farming play into all of this? Because vertical farming is exceptionally good at producing the left side of this plate. The very food the planetary health diet emphasizes. It's fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, leafy greens. So let's connect the dots. This is not about replacing traditional agriculture. This is about complementing it with smarter, more sustainable systems. We can produce better food closer to home, and by switching to renewable energies, even with less impact on our planet. This future is not just for farmers, for scientists, or for techies. It's for you. It's for all of us. Imagine stepping outside your front door into a neighborhood where farming blends seamlessly into everyday life. Like this farm in New York, where leafy greens grow just meters away from your plate and your table. So it gets cut directly onto your plate. Let's dare to transform our cities into vibrant hubs of food and life. Start small. Find out your closest farming initiative. Perfectly today. Share this journey that's impactful with friends and family. Because how we grow our food isn't accidental. It's a choice. It's your choice, it's my choice, it's our choice that matters. Let's get outside our bubble today. Let's build a future that's healthier for generations to come. Thank you.